What's up, everybody? This is Antonio here to bring you another episode in the series of how many shares of a certain company do you need to own to make $1,000 a month, $100 a month, and even $100 every week. So these videos are definitely fun to record. We pull up the companies you guys have been adding to the list. We'll pull up the charts and then look at the profile, read a little bit about the company or ETF. Then we'll jump into the dividend scorecard on Seeking Alpha, crunch some numbers, see how much you'd have to own to make $1,000 a month, $100 a month, and even $100 a week. And then we wrap up the video with the dividend yield, so showing us when the best opportunity currently is or was in the past to enter the stock or ETF. So let's go ahead and get started. The next one we're going to be doing in this video is going to be JEPQ, which I'm actually skipping the current one right now at the top. That is because I'm having some technical difficulties. But let's go ahead and pull up Seeking Alpha, guys. So JEPQ is the ticker symbol. JPMorgan Nasdaq Equity Premium Income ETF. Currently trading about $47.25. If we actually pull up a little bit about the fund profile, we can read a little bit about them. So JPMorgan Exchange Traded Fund Trust, JPMorgan Nasdaq Equity Premium Income ETF, and is exchange traded fund launched and managed by JPMorgan Investment Management Inc. The fund invests in public equity markets. It invests directly and through derivatives in stocks of companies operating across diversified sectors. The fund uses derivatives such as options to create its portfolio. It invests in growth and value stocks of companies across diversified market capitalization. It invests in stocks of companies that are deemed socially conscious in their business dealing and directly promote environmental responsibilities. It employs fundamental analysis to create its portfolio. It seeks to benchmark the performance of its portfolio against the Nasdaq 100 index. So this is very close to JEPQ, which is another income ETF. Which that one does track, I believe, the S&P 500, I believe. I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me on that one. But fund type is non-traditional equity. Issuer is JPMorgan Exchange Traded Fund Trust. Inception, this is actually very low history we do have. This was actually incepted in May 3rd of 2022, so that was last year. So not much history on this one. Expense ratio is a 0.35%, and then assets under management are at 3.14 billion. And then you'll see we don't really have much information on the return on this one. But if we go back up over here to the charts, again, if we look at the year to date, they are actually up by 16.18%. On the 1 year, they are down 3.94%. And then, of course, on the 5 year, this hasn't been trading for 5 years, so we don't have that much information on this one. But on the 52-week range, 52-week low was $39.61, and then 52-week high has been $49.97. So it's trading closer to the higher end of the 52-week range. If we look at the expense ratios, 0.35%. Dividend frequency, they do pay out monthly, and then the dividend rate is $5.66, and then the yield is very high, guys, 11.97%. And then again, assets under management is a 3.14 billion, market cap right there. If we pull up here, guys, the dividend scorecard, we can go all the way to the very bottom. Again, dividend yield is showing as a 11.97%. Very huge dividend yield here. So I'm not sure if they're very consistent with their returns there. Annual payout is $5.66. Nothing in payout ratio. 5-year CAGR is not there as well, because I believe it's almost only been 1 year since this ETF has been available. 0 growth years for this so far. And then frequency, they do pay out monthly. Currently they're paying about 48 cents. This does fluctuate depending on the income they do receive, so this is going to be a very volatile dividend income for your portfolio, but definitely going to be in the higher end on the percentage wise though. But if we actually pull up the calculator here, guys, we can actually start crunching some numbers. So let's go ahead and find out how much of this ETF would you have to own or have invested to make $1,000 a month. So this is very easy to calculate. So we want to make $1,000 a month. There are 12 months in a year, so total annually we need to make $12,000. You can actually take that amount and divide it by the annual payout, which is $5.66. This would actually give you the total number of shares that you do need to own to achieve this. And then if we multiply the total number of shares times the current share price, which is $47.25, you'll roughly have about, or you'll need to have about $100,000 invested in this ETF, and you'd be roughly, bringing in about $1,000 every month. Very, very cool there. But again, there's not much history on this ETF, so definitely trade with caution here. A quick way you could actually calculate this is take the $12,000 that you need to make annually, divided by the dividend yield, which is on the very, very higher end. I definitely like my dividend yields around the 3% mark. I feel like that's very, very safe. But divide it, as you see, we'll roughly get about 100,000. So that's a quick way you can calculate this just to get a rough estimate. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one, which is how much of this company would you have to have invested to make roughly about $100 every single month. You could actually take the previous answer divided by 10, and that gives you the answer. But just for the new folks or that like to see the math behind this, let's go ahead and pull that up or calculate it. So we want to make $100 every single week. Multiply that times 12, because there's 12 months in a year. Annually, we need to make $1,200. Again, divided by the annual payout, which this would give you the total number of shares. So we have to own about 212 shares. And then again, if we scroll up here and then multiply that times the current share price, which is $47.25, you'd roughly have about, need to have invested about $10,000. And then you'd be roughly making about $100 every week, especially since they do pay out monthly. That would be pretty cool. A quick way again to calculate this, take the 1200 divided by the dividend yield, which is 11%, which right here, and you'll see we roughly get about $10,000 as well. So that is the quick way. Let's go ahead and do the last one, guys, which is $100 every single week, guys. That would be very, very awesome, especially to receive that. Imagine what you could buy with that. But we have $100. There's actually 52 weeks in a year, so you multiply times that. So annually, we need to make $5,200 in dividends. You can actually take the $5,200 again divided by the annual payout, which is $5.66. This will give you the total number of shares you would need to achieve that. Again, that dividend income, dividend payment is not guaranteed to go up, so it could be very volatile and it will fluctuate. But yeah, 918 shares that you'd have to have. You can actually multiply those 900 shares, well, I guess 918 shares, multiply it times the current share price, which is $47.25, and then you'd have to have roughly about $43,409 invested in this company, and you would be roughly making about $100 every single week, which is actually pretty cool. Again, quick way to calculate this, take the $5,200 you need to make annually divided by the dividend yield, and you'll see we roughly get also about $43,000 of this. But let's go ahead and wrap up this video, guys, by looking at the yield on cost for this ETF. So this is the dividend yield. As you'll see, this does fluctuate. It actually only goes again till 2022, so we don't have much history on this, but it looks like this past year it has just been going up and up. So that is cool to see. We'll see where this goes. Let me know in the comment section if you do own this ETF. Definitely would love to know. And let me know how much you're making off the ETF. If you're very close to one of those three that we calculated, definitely would love to know. And again, Don't forget to subscribe with that notification. Definitely would appreciate it as well. If you wouldn't mind dropping a big thumbs up, definitely goes a long way. Let me know in the comment section if there's any particular companies you guys want me to cover that I haven't covered in the past or you don't see on the list. I will talk to you guys later. Take care, stay safe out there. Bye guys.